I know the pain you hold in your heart. I feel the weight of the silence that invades your lonely nights. This message of reflection, based and grounded in my word and the principles and foundations of the Holy Bible, was designed in heaven precisely for your spiritual strengthening and growth. I know that the weariness of waiting has consumed your strength, and that deep in your soul, an anguish echoes that no one else perceives. A special message has been prepared for you tonight. The answer your heart so desperately seeks is arriving at the right time. I prepared this encounter. I heard the cry of your soul when fear tried to stifle your faith. But is your heart ready to bear the glory of what I am about to reveal to you? I am your God, and if you stay with me, I will unveil the steps to your restoration, showing that the timing of my promise never fails. If this word of mine is touching your heart, if you feel my spirit embracing you now, share it with me. Comment below with your name, the country, state, and city you are listening to me from right now, and what time it is where you are. Let your faith echo back to me. May a true cry of love spring forth from the depths of your being, and write in the comments, "Lord my God, I am here. I subscribed because I love you and want to hear you." I invite you to seal this bond of intimacy between us. Subscribe to this space I have prepared for us. Leave the mark of your faith by liking this message, and activate the notification bell so that my comfort always reaches you in times of anguish. This stays with me until the last word. I will give a clear and definitive answer at the end. A powerful phrase will be whispered to the heart of whoever remains obedient, and whoever writes this phrase will receive prophetic blessings released from heaven. My sacred word, in the book of Psalms, chapter 30, verse 5, declares that weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. I accompany you through your long and weary night. I feel the cold of helplessness that tries to paralyze your days. However, what you don't know is that in the darkness of this storm, I am forging your greatest victory. Your answer has already been released in the spiritual realm. But there is a hidden mystery in those silent prayers of yours, something that has the power to change the direction of the winds in your favor. If my love has eased your heart now, confirm your presence by liking this post. Join our fold by subscribing, and share this light with someone who also suffers silently, spreading my hope. What does your soul most need me to heal today? Write in the comments the word that defines your search at this moment: consolation. I gather every drop of your pain. The invisible cry that crosses the heavens does not go unnoticed by my ears. Many times you lie in the darkness of your room and feel your words lost in the emptiness of the early morning. The weight of an answer that seems delayed makes your faith waver, and a deep anguish tries to convince your heart that I have forgotten you. But I know the thoughts I have concerning you, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you the end you desire and the hope that does not disappoint. As it is written in the book of Psalms, chapter 56, verse 8, I count your steps in your pilgrimage. I collect your tears in my bottle. Are they not all recorded in my book? That stifled outburst, that silent cry that no one saw when your soul felt shattered by life's blows, I was there. I feel the uneven pulse of your chest when uncertainty knocks at the door. Waiting hurts you, I know. The world around you demands strength, but inside you feel fragile, carrying burdens that no one else sees. However, your tears did not fall to the ground forgotten. They fell directly into my hands. Each prayer made amidst pain became a seed that I kept in the fertile soil of heaven. You may not realize it now, but your cry moved eternal structures. I am using the time of your weeping to forge a definitive decree of victory. What you call relentless delay, I call careful preparation. And soon your soul will understand the great mystery hidden behind this apparent silence. There is a colossal work being erected in your favor at this very moment, something so magnificent that if I were to show it to you today, your heart would not be able to bear its grandeur. If my whisper calms your inner storms, seal your trust by savoring this offering of love. Make this refuge your constant dwelling place, registering here, and be my channel of grace, spreading this light, sharing it with someone who needs to be rescued from despair. Before my invisible altar, what does your soul need to offer in order to breathe again? Write in the comments our seal of relief. Liberation. There is a profound mystery in the way I work in the silence of your most difficult days. My sacred word, recorded in the Gospel of John, chapter 12, verse 24, reveals that if a grain of wheat falls into the earth and does not die, it remains alone. But if it dies, it produces much fruit. Many times you feel as if your life is buried. The days pass the same, marked by the weight of an invisible grief, by accumulated losses, and by the frustration of dreams that seem to have dried up deep in your soul. When pain tightens in your chest, and the silence around you seems suffocating, a feeling of abandonment tries to dominate your mind. But I want to affirm to you with eternal love, you have not been abandoned, and you are not buried. You have been planted. The darkness that surrounds you today is not your end. It is the greenhouse where my Spirit strengthens your roots. Your faith, however fragile and wounded it may seem, is watering ancient promises beneath the surface of your pain. While you cry softly, grand structures are gaining firmness in your spiritual life. What is about to sprout from this soil, nourished by your perseverance and your tears, is something that will change your story forever. However, there is a silent movement in my sacred clock that you need to understand so you don't give up now. A secret about the exact time of your harvest that I will unveil before your weary spirit. If hope has returned to breathe within you, seal our alliance by leaving your like. Subscribe to this haven of peace and share this living seed with a soul that also feels lost in the darkness. What does your invisible faith dare to ask your Father today? Write in the comments our new seal of trust. Flourish. Beloved daughter, my dear son, if it is possible for you, and only if you feel peace and provision for it, transform your immense gratitude into a seed of love for this refuge of ours. Consider my profound love and the sacrifice of my Son Jesus, and support this sacred work using the link in the description of this video and also in the pinned comment. There you will find the way where your contribution of love can be deposited and consecrated before me, the Creator of all things. You can contribute any amount. And always remember, give only what fits in your heart. I receive your attitude with joy and eternal love. The size of the material value doesn't matter. What truly matters is the generous heart with which you give. For what seems little to you can be an immense source of sustenance, strength, and salvation for the one who receives it. Whoever contributes any amount, moved by a sincere heart, please remember to leave your name and city along with your contribution. For on the first day of the following month, in a unique and very special message on this channel, Divine Love, the Voice of God, your name will be remembered and mentioned with affection in the form of profound gratitude and prayer before my altar. For it is written in my word, in the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verses 9 and 10, Honor the Lord with your wealth and with the first fruits of all your produce. Then your barns will be filled to overflowing, and your vats will brim over with new wine. Every offering made in faith is a seed before me, your Lord, and none of them will fail to bear fruit. I see in secret, and I reward in the sight of all. Stay until the end of this message, because I still want to touch your heart with my voice. Human time is measured by haste and the tireless clock that beats against your hopes. Your chest tightens each time the hands turn, and circumstances remain untouched, cold and silent. I know how difficult it is to look around and not see the promise materialized. But my word, recorded in the second epistle of Peter, chapter 3, verse 8, teaches you that for me, a day is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years like a day. The clock of your Creator does not suffer delays. What you interpret as delay, in my perfect justice, is pure precision. There are times when you feel tired, carrying the weight of an expectation that consumes your last energies. You look to the sky and wonder if I truly heard you, if your pain reached my throne of grace. But understand, while human haste tries to pluck the unripe fruit, the eternity of my actions respects the time necessary to forge deep roots, capable of sustaining the greatness of your destiny. The time that seems to slip through your fingers is being used to align paths, ward off hidden dangers, and prepare the exact ground for your victory. I am never late. But what to do with the suffocating anguish that tries to dominate your nights of waiting? I have a secret balm for your afflicted heart, a mystery about divine companionship that will sustain your spirit before the dawn breaks completely. If your heart desires to go deeper with me, if your soul cries out for continuous sustenance, I have left you a gift in the form of a journey, which I wrote with much love and affection for all my beloved daughters and sons. The digital book is called Divine Love Devotional, The Voice of God. It was prepared to accompany you day after day in moments when the silence seems deafening, becoming your faithful companion in sleepless nights and your daily remedy in afflictions. Access is also available via the link in this video's description and in the pinned comment. And if today is not possible for you, do not condemn yourself. Be at peace. Remain with me here, because I will also continue to support and embrace you with this living message. And so that your heart may rest and not be confused, after you calmly register, access to the book will arrive in the email you registered with all the correct instructions, step by step, for you to begin this journey of intimacy. For it is written in the book of the prophet Isaiah, in chapter 41, verse 10, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." Take a deep breath. Rest your heart in my love and remain strong. I am by your side, watching over you. If my voice has calmed your anxiety now, welcome my presence savoring this word. Inscribe yourself in this sacred space and share this hope with someone who is about to give up because of the delay. What does your heart need to learn to rest in my arms today? Write your prayer in the comments. Patience. On nights when anguish embraces you before sleep and your chest seems too small for the burden you carry, your soul desperately seeks a safe haven. The house falls silent. The world outside seems to fall asleep peacefully, but your mind travels through scenarios of fear and exhaustion. It is in this exact moment of cutting solitude, when darkness advances and your spirit feels cold, that my presence intensifies. I sit beside you in the silence of your pain. My sacred word, recorded in the book of Psalms, chapter 34, verse 18, declares that I, the Lord, I am near to the broken-hearted and save the crushed in spirit. I know that moment when you cannot formulate a perfect prayer, when your restrained weeping becomes only invisible groans that no one hears. Each sigh of affliction rises to my throne as a powerful prayer. My love is not a distant promise. It is the living warmth that envelops your life to dispel invisible terrors and fears. I am the silent companion who does not accuse you, does not judge you, but who invisibly holds your hand so that your faith does not break. While I sustain your heart so that it does not succumb to despair, I want to reveal to you that this silence is not empty. There is a colossal movement happening in the celestial kingdom in your favor. While I comfort you in the secrecy of your pain, a great turnaround is being prepared behind the scenes of your existence, and soon your spiritual eyes will behold the impossible. If my warmth has enveloped your spirit and brought peace to your turmoil, give your yes by liking this message. Remain permanently under my wings, enrolling yourself in our fold, and be my invisible embrace in someone's life, sharing this word of profound comfort. What does your soul ask me to soothe this morning? Write your new word of surrender in the comments. Acceptance. While your eyes, limited by human pain, only contemplate what seems immobile, I want your spirit to awaken, to see what my eternal vision has already completed. Many times you look at your reality, your family, your paths, and a weight of stagnation tries to convince you that nothing is changing. The absence of material answers creates an echo of frustration in your chest, whispering that your effort has been in vain. But listen to the voice of him who formed the foundation of the worlds. In the spiritual realm, the humble cry of your heart has caused my armies to move with power and grace in your favor. My sacred word, in the first epistle to the Corinthians, chapter 2, verse 9, decrees absolutely that neither eyes have seen nor ears have heard, nor has it ever entered into the human heart what I, your Lord, have prepared for those who love me. Do you really think that your faithfulness in silence, your stubbornness in trusting even with a broken soul, has not caught my attention? While you close your eyes at night, overcome by the exhaustion of toil, I am destroying insurmountable barriers. The entire scenario of your story is being rearranged right now, far from your sight. Mountains of difficulty that have blocked your peace for years are being reduced to dust before my breath. Hidden works are being undone, paths are being straightened, and the exact time of your restitution is being sculpted. Your rest today does not mean you have given up the battle, but that you have finally entrusted your war to my hands, anchored in my absolute fidelity. However, the invisible arrows of anxiety still try to torment your thoughts during the day, and so that you may endure this final stretch without faltering. There is a supernatural covering that I am about to pour over your weary mind, a mystery capable of silencing the voices of all your fears. If the certainty of my invisible action has returned air to your lungs, mark your peace by enjoying this message of love. Fix your spirit in this safe haven by inscribing yourself here, and be a bridge of light and faith, sharing this promise with a soul that believes its scenario will never change. What does your exhausted heart ask me to take on for you at this moment? Write in the comments the mark of your help. Providence. The cruelest battles are not fought outside, but in the deep, dark labyrinth of your mind. I know the nights when anxiety consumes you like a silent fever, when thoughts race, painting scenarios of pain, loss, and ruin. The weight of the future tries to crush your hope in the present, and your soul cries out for a moment of respite, for a relief that no human word can bring. It is over this turbulent sea of your emotions that my spirit now hovers, ready to decree absolute calm. My sacred word, recorded in the Epistle to the Philippians, chapter 4, verse 7, decrees that my peace, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. I am not giving you a fleeting peace, forged by the false securities and momentary reliefs of this world. I am releasing an eternal anchor upon your weary spirit, a supernatural calm that defies human understanding, capable of keeping you standing firm and serene, even when the wind outside still howls furiously. Feel now my breath untying the knots of your affliction. Let my presence empty the excess baggage that fear and uncertainty have placed upon your shoulders. The profound rest you seek is now flooding your inner being, bringing the unwavering certainty that the answer you have been asking for in tears is already paving the way to your life. But before the bronze doors shatter and your eyes behold the ultimate materialization of my promise, something vital and immensely glorious will dawn on the horizon of your spirit, a radiant light announcing the irrevocable end of your dark night. If my voice has brought refreshment to your tormented thoughts, confirm that you have received this gift by enjoying this message of love. Transform this place into your continuous refuge by subscribing here, and be an instrument of healing, sharing this calm with a soul that is imprisoned in its own despair and cannot sleep. What invisible torment does your mind implore me to silence now? Write in the comments the seal of your new peace. Serenity. The deepest darkness of night always precedes the intense brilliance of dawn. I know that your spiritual eyes are tired of searching for a sign in the midst of the darkness, and your body and soul seem to have no more strength to endure even one more day of waiting. Prolonged pain tried to whisper that your suffering would be eternal, that joy had forgotten your address, and that your days of smiling were behind you. But I call you now to look to the horizon of your spirit. My sacred word, recorded in the Book of Lamentations, chapter 3, verses 22 and 23, assures us that the Lord's mercies are the reason we are not consumed, for his compassions never end, they are renewed every morning. Great is my faithfulness to you. The long night of weeping, loss, and unanswered questions has fulfilled its hidden purpose. It has molded you, purified your intentions, and drawn you closer to my heart in a way that the light of comfort could never achieve. Now the cycle of mourning and stagnation is ending. The first ray of light is already tearing through the darkness of your life. The joy I bring is not a fleeting relief. It is my living presence entering with provision and justice into your home, into the midst of your family, and into the depths of your emotional health. The doors that circumstances tried to lock with heavy padlocks of despair are being broken down by the light of my glory. Your morning has arrived. However, for this dawn to be definitively established, and for nothing else to steal your victory, there is one last key, a final and absolute answer that I am about to deposit in the depths of your soul to seal your destiny. If the promise of this new dawn has warmed your inner self, Seal this hope by savoring this powerful message. Remain under my light, enrolling yourself in this continuous refuge, and be the messenger of my dawn, sharing this promise with someone who still cries, imprisoned in darkness. What does your soul most yearn to see illuminated and restored this new morning? Write your new prophetic word in the comments. Renewal. Your heart has remained steadfast until now, anchored in my voice, even when the world around you tried to convince you to give up. I have witnessed your silent resistance, your total surrender, and your faith that refused to fade in the coldest nights. The journey through the desert of waiting was not designed to destroy you, but to empty your hands of all that was fleeting and fill them with the glory of my eternal power. Today, my seal of victory is deeply engraved in your soul. The chains of anxiety have been broken, the time of stagnation has come to an end, and the light of my dawn now fully illuminates your path. As a precise answer to your tearful prayers, I now release provision, peace that surpasses understanding, and restoration upon your home, your mind, and your projects that seemed buried. You endured the pressure, but now you will walk in the fullness of my grace. Remember the promise I made at the beginning of this loving encounter, that a clear answer and a word of power would be delivered to the heart of whoever remained in my presence. The sacred moment has arrived for you to receive the spiritual key that locks away despair and opens the doors of the impossible in your life. As an act of unwavering faith, of unconditional surrender, and as a response to the heaven that embraces you at this moment, write in the comments the phrase that I now give you as your insurmountable shield. I can do all things through him who strengthens me. There are still so many revelations that I wish to whisper to your spirit, so many old wounds that my voice will still heal in the hidden pages of your story. Continue listening to my call. Let yourself be guided through the playlist I prepared for you on this Divine Love channel, allowing each new message to cleanse your mind and renew your strength every day. Feel now the immensity of my embrace, enveloping your life, as I engrave in your spirit the words that will seal your destiny forever. I am your invincible shield amidst the most cruel storms. My right hand sustains your path and lifts your face to the light, because your soul knows that I can do all things through him who strengthens me.